Hey, welcome to episode 2. This is
Oh,
Catch on Fire
okay.
podcast. I'm Alex. That's Rob.
Hey, man, we are rolling. I like this. Oh,
Trying to get
Alex.
done early tonight, Rob. I want to eat dinner at a normal time.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Dude, so I wanted to talk about this. I actually requested talk about this with Alex. Um, all right,
Ant Man
so
butthole.
Marvel. We've talked
Ant
about
Man
it
butthole.
before.
Let's do it. Send
We've
Ant
talked
Man
about it.
right up Thanos' butt.
Well, here's the thing. We could talk about the movie. We could talk about what we think's going to happen in the movie. Everyone does that. The thing that I wanted to talk about was
Ant Man
this
butthole.
is this is becoming a big. This is not just a movie. Like this is becoming something like this is like a culture thing. Like
Yeah.
they sold like $300 million of pre-sale tickets. Movies. I mean, just that's just the pre-sales. This movie's going to be 3 hours long, which is really not that much. People think it is because they see the three. The last movie was 2 hours and 50 minutes, so it's literally 10 more minutes. Can you sit down for 10 more minutes?
There needs
So,
to be an intermission, dog. That's long.
whoa, whoa, anything? I agree with you. I agree. There used to be intermissions back in the day, and they should do it again.
And we need to bring him back.
Yeah, um, or put porta pots in the.
Right there in the seat so we can continue our decline into idiocracy.
No, no, no. Porta pots on the side. Let's or
So you
like
can
that,
still hear it, and the theater stinks of piss and shit. Awesome.
or how about this? When you first walk into the theater, there'll be two bathrooms, and then you walk around to go to your seat and stuff like that. So when you go in there, it'll still be playing through the intercom in the bathroom, kind of like if you go to like a sports bar and they still have TVs in the urinals. Just saying.
I don't know that that's in code, but given that it
Uh,
is, that's actually well played because you can still put the screen up.
yeah, and I'm thinking if it's contained in, if an IMAX, if a movie theater has an IMAX thing where you can recline, or even theaters that serve you, they have waitresses and stuff that serve you.
Like
Why?
Cinebistro.
Yes. Why can't under the stairs be two bathrooms, guy and a girl, or
With a
just one
screen in there.
unisex bathroom because we're 21st century? Just just some kind of
Yeah.
bathroom where you can walk in and still hear it. You don't even necessarily have to see it, but you can still hear it to see what's kind of going on. So you're not walking out, making sure you have your stub, because God forbid you have to walk past a guy to go to the bathroom and you don't have a stub. I mean, these are things to think about. But anyway, but yeah, three.
If you've got social anxiety,
I mean, I'm all over the place.
I do the same thing. Don't even stress about it. I do the exact same thing. Like,
but
give
do
me
you
a
think
goddamn stub.
how much money do you think this movie's gonna make?
Break every record there is. I think we're already breaking records at the pre-sale numbers. Like,
Well, here's something. So, I did not see Captain Marvel. I want to, but I'm probably not going to because my thing is I can't go to the movies that often. But when I do, it's got to be like the groundbreaker movie. So Captain Marvel is one of those things where I can miss. I'll see it eventually. It's not a big deal. But I think the reason why Captain Marvel has passed $1 billion is because of Avengers Endgame. Like people are just probably going to see this movie. It's probably a good movie, but it's probably not like up to. It's definitely not in the top
eh,
five.
eh.
But I think it's a good. I
Beside,
think people want to see it because it is literally they're fiends, and they just want to see it just so they know what 100% is going to happen in Avengers Endgames. Like if I mean it's just I don't know. I
I'm
think I think it'll break
ready.
records. Yeah, you ready?
I
I
am
think it's what
super ready, and I am ready to walk away immediately following. I can't do it anymore.
I
I can't do it. I cannot participate. After Endgame, I'm out.
I am not. I think I'm more in it after Endgame. I say this now because I love space. I think a lot of things are really cool about the space, especially the comic world of space, like Silver Surfer, more of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I want to. I'm hoping that everything after Endgame is very space like. Like they just stay away from Earth for a while and they just do more space things.
I think they'd
And
lose people.
you think they would?
Yeah, I think they'd lose a
Well,
lot of people doing that.
well, they gotta try it. They gotta try it. Or do
I'm
you think they just Marvel steps away for a hot second, and then just just focuses on obviously Ant Man and things like that, or no, or Spider Man, but focuses on like now all the new Fox stuff that they just got. You think they just step away, like okay, the Avengers, we're gonna step away from the Avengers, and now we're just gonna do like X Men, and we're gonna do the Fantastic Four. We're gonna redo the things that everyone else has already did, but we're gonna make it Marvel better.
They've got 5 years of Phase 4 planned out already.
Do they really?
Yeah,
Well, I think I saw it. I think it's like well, obviously Spider Man.
yeah. I'm gonna
Obviously,
see Homecoming. That'll be one
you know,
I watch. I'm gonna see what they
I
do with Mysterio.
that'd be interesting. I see. I don't want to see the Phoenix movie,
I
the
don't.
X Men.
I stopped watching the Fox Marvel movies a long time ago, and I went and saw, uh, what is it, Logan? It was the Death Wolverine. Um,
Yes,
I went and saw that one, and it was uh, the best
well,
possible
that's
telling of that story available.
yes. Well, no, I think that out of the Fox Marvel, that was the best thing they ever did. Was Logan.
That
Besides
because that
Deadpool, I guess Deadpool and Logan were probably the two best things they ever did.
Yeah, Deadpool is crossing over. That one has been confirmed. We just don't know when. Um,
Yeah.
and Disney has confirmed that they're not going to mess with Deadpool. That they're not going to
Well,
put the clamps and bring it into PG-13. That Deadpool specifically gets to remain rated R.
well, if Disney's smart, any movie they've ever wanted to make rated R and make more money, like a rated R Pirates of the Caribbean or a rated R something, they need to do is just put Fox, 21st Century Fox, a Disney property, like just put it under the Fox name. But that's all they need to
I
do
don't know that they're allowed to do that, but if they negotiated that, that would be pretty cool.
because, like, I mean, because
Ever seen
I
Black
wish
Sails?
no,
That
but I've heard of Black Sails. My wife
that's
actually wanted to watch that.
it's really good. Be advised, you're gonna catch some male full frontal.
I mean, that's the only reason why I would watch it. But
He's hung.
a guy, my
Muy
boss at
bien.
work, we were talking about Oz, the TV show, and I said he's never seen it. And I was like, you should see it. It's a good show. I was like, just be aware though, you see a lot of dick. As long as you're okay with seeing a lot of dick, you're all right.
I,
um,
it's a polite thing to warn people about nudity.
mhm.
Like, hey, you're gonna see some nude. Be
I
advised.
just think, I just think, so April's a big month. Okay, so obviously Avengers, it's just gonna be, it's so groundbreaking. It's so like intense. Like everybody's talking about it. It's such a big thing that it's bigger than just a movie or comics. It's an event. Everybody's gonna go see this. All the famous people, everybody in the world's gonna see this. But that's not. It's so crazy to me that a movie is doing that. Now, movies back in the day, obviously, were there's probably been one or two movies that were like that, like a big event thing, like maybe Titanic or Casablanca, or maybe Ben Hur, like some religious movies, things like that. But this is bigger than all of them. I think this is going to be huge because they market it so well with saying this has been 22 movies, 10 years or 11 years of shit coming to an end. Like they just market it so well. I think it's great. It's kind of like a season finale, which is
That's exactly what
groundbreaking.
this is.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
a
it's a
season
season.
finale in cinema.
Yeah, and then you got Game of Thrones, which is like this is a big
Exactly as
event.
big.
All nerds this month, April and May is going to be the month of nerds. I'm just letting you know. There's a lot of things going on. I know the Pikachu movie comes out later. When does that movie come out?
It's
Okay,
weird. I
Google.
feel like
When does Detective Pikachu come out?
fair.
Pokemon Detective Pikachu will be released in the United States of America on May 10th.
May, see, April and May. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
these are the months. These are the geek months. Where, oh,
I think we've subverted mainstream American culture. That the
you
nerds
think so?
actually won and took over.
Oh
Everybody's
yeah.
like, oh, it's cool to be a nerd now, and we just get to all be nerds now,
I mean,
which is
I
nice.
I think
Having been a nerd my whole life and gotten bullied on and off for
well,
stuff like that, it's weird.
what see, I think what took like the persona of nerd out and it's being cool is the introduction of video games. And we've talked about it. We're both gamers. We like playing video games, but I think our generation who grew up with the NES and things like that, and the Sega, the Sony, and the Xbox, and now every kid has these things, but like everybody wanted like it's just one of those things where now it's cool to be a nerd, and I agree. And with this, I'm geeking out right now. I don't
I
know.
love it. I love it.
I I'm
Um,
gonna go. I am gonna go see Avengers. I don't know how. I don't know if I'm gonna see it on opening day. Now I will say this:
hell no.
I'm a huge spoiler person. I love watching spoilers, but with that said, I will not watch any videos on YouTube that says this is what happens. This is the after credit scenes. With Avengers because I really do want to be surprised with this.
Um, I don't.
You don't? You don't
I,
want to go
I,
on blind?
I don't know actually, because I know I'm probably not going to see it opening weekend. That sounds like hell on wheels. Uh, it just, uh, hard pass. Too many people. It's weird. Uh, so maybe the weekend after or the weekend after that, and I don't know how long I'm gonna last
Mhm.
because I'm that guy that reads the last page of a book and then starts to see what the journey is between the two
Well, yeah,
things.
the
I
Quentin
love
Tarantino.
that. Yeah,
You know, you show the
like
ending, and it's like, let's go back, let's go back, let's
let's
see
see
how
what
we get to
happened to
Danny.
get here.
Yeah.
Let's appreciate the journey now.
Yes.
Uh, I feel like that would be damaging in this one. I feel like that would be big damaging in this one, and that kind of sucks
Mhm.
because I love doing that. Um, I just I want to know, so I
I,
know.
you know, I
Uh,
will. I will say. I will on lines of what you're saying. I will say this. It was very refreshing watching. So I binge watched Game of Thrones. No one told me anything that happened in it, and it was very. The only thing that I knew that happened was the Oh, there's my daughter. The only thing I knew what happened is the fact that um Jon Snow died. But since there was nothing that really like I was so it was perfect. It gave the shock factor, which I love. So
I
yes, yes,
did not
Braylon.
start watching Game of Thrones
Hold,
until
hold,
after John
hold
died.
on.
Rock
Yeah.
and roll. So I didn't. I'm just gonna continue for the air. Uh,
Come on, Braylon. Let's
I
go.
didn't. I didn't start watching
Quiet.
Game of Thrones until after Jon Snow died. Uh, and then I
Oh,
did the Raptor catch up. I'll
being
say
a
it again
parent.
for Rob. Third time. Third time's the charm. Yeah, being a parent. It's two dads on a couch talking about whatever. Ah,
Yeah.
it comes to the territory. Um, so I didn't start watching Game of Thrones until after Jon Snow died. I was one of the
Okay.
holdouts on that one for a long time. Uh, it was like the week he rezzed is the
Okay.
week that I was like, now's the time. I'm gonna see what this is about, and then binge the whole thing. Uh,
Hmm.
Halfway through the third book, and I just haven't picked it back up yet. I got distracted by other
Okay.
books.
Yeah.
Eh,
I didn't read any of the damn books. Trust me.
they're
I
really
won't.
good. Oh, they're so good.
the I've been I well I've been recording the reviews or recaps with this my other friend,
Yeah.
and he teases me all the time that I never read the books, and I'm horrible with names with Game of Thrones, but Is what it is.
Yeah, no beef here.
But
It's a
yeah,
to each their own flavor. I
yeah.
like seeing that expounded upon source material.
Well, it's kind of like the comic books. So if you think about it, there's so many alternate universes and alternate storylines for these comic books. It's not just one like solid like Captain America did this, this, and this, and then he died. It's he did this, he lived in this universe, he was this, and then Superman was Russian, and it's just crazy. So I, what draws me, I didn't read too many comic books growing up. There was only one comic book that I was so into, and that was Spawn, but that's for another podcast.
I get that.
But
It looks like Seth MacFarlane is involved in the script for the new one that they're trying to do.
I heard, trust me, I heard.
That's exciting.
I don't know. John Leguizamo is in the original movie. That was funny. Um,
Fair.
but
Hey,
sorry,
whoa.
I'm playing with my pocket knife. Um, well, I just think I agree. You know, it's just funny how these Avengers and everything else. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be groundbreaking. I think it's going to be great. Um, I have my opinion on what's going to happen in it, and I'm sure everyone else does. And
What do you think is going to happen?
what do you think's going to happen?
Well, we're getting Pete will be undead. T'Challa will be undead. Who else do they have to bring back? I can't remember the other confirmed movies right now.
Okay, so they'll bring back Black Panther. They're bringing back
Pete.
Spider Man. They'll probably bring back Guardians of the Galaxy. So they got James Gunn back.
Oh yeah.
Um,
That's the other confirmed.
Maybe not all of them, but well, I I mean, I'll give you an adept like theory of mine that I think what's going to happen, and I'm going to say spoiler because this is 100% going to happen. I'm telling you right now.
We'll see.
I think Tony and Nebula in the very beginning of the movie, they finally make it back to Earth.
Yes.
I think that Captain Marvel and all them are fixing to let's go to Thanos and beat the shit out of him. I think they go to Titan, they fight Thanos. This all happens within the first hour, and they defeat Thanos. Thanos dies in the first hour of this fucking movie. I think, but nothing, but they don't know how to bring anybody back. So they're just still left with like, what the fuck do we do now? And I think a time, so they go back to Earth, and then there's a time period because their hair grows out. Obviously, if you look in the trailers, they all look different, like, and then they start, while they're on Earth, Scott Lang comes back, the Ant Man, and then he says, let's do some time traveling. Now, while this is happening, Thanos is in the afterlife talking to Death. Now, Death was in the comic books, and she is, a woman, and he loves Death. He falls in love with Death. So he's in the afterlife, and he's just like, I want to know, I want to go back, and I want to live again, or I don't know. He's just in Death. He's talking to Death in the afterlife. But then the Avengers start doing time traveling where they go to every old battle that's happened in the last 10 years. They go to get these Infinity Stones. They're going to try to get the Infinity Stones before Thanos does it. So they time travel with these white suits that you see in the trailer. And while they're time traveling, Thanos gets word that they're trying to gather all the Infinity Stones to undo what he did. So he begs Death, and Death says, "You can go back," and fights them. So Act 1, he dies. Act 2, they time travel and get all the Infinity Stones besides the Soul Stone, which when they finally do get the Soul Stone, I think Captain America gives up his life, get the Soul Stone, so Tony Stark can wheel this Infinity thing. And then the third act, Thanos comes back, and there's one more big battle. And that's what I think's gonna happen. Bam, calling it right now. It's possible. Think about it.
So there could be some time shenanigans with the time stone.
Yes.
The one handed to Tony might not be the one that or handed to Thanos rather by Doctor Strange plucked from the sky as he did, uh, that one might be one sent back from the future, and Doctor
It's
Strange is hiding the legit one, which is in a loop, or something is currently operating on it, uh, that they're gonna be able to trigger with.
you know.
Sans Doctor Strange, obviously, and then they trigger it and good to go.
So you think Doctor Strange is gonna have a bigger part?
I think he set a few more gears than we think into motion,
Mhm.
and it's the time stone. It can travel independently, as the Tesseract slash Space Stone can travel independently throughout space.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay, I could
and
see
share
that.
up
I could see that.
show up kind of when and where it wants to.
Mm-hmm.
I see a this was sent back. This is the one you hand it to them. Pluck, hand, and the real one is like traipsing on, going through time and ready to trigger a loop or a send back or whatever the hell. There's going to be some quantum realm shenanigans.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely. Well, I think because remember if you've seen Ant Man and the Wasp,
yes.
when they were going through the quantum realm, um,
In the
was the
background,
Wasp.
there was an Easter egg.
Well, the Wasp's mom, she had like some kind of mutant power because she was in the quantum realm.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is how they explain X Men. I think no matter what they do, if they reverse everything, somehow there's a blip in the time, and people have mutant genes now because of some people have mutant genes because they came back to life because maybe they got snapped away and they went away, but then when they came back, they're just not 100% the same anymore, and that's probably how they explain. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too far. There's too many.
Uh,
They have
I've
to explain.
I've heard that that was going to be the thing. Like they timeline jump or uh, it causes sufficient reset to where that's how they explain mutants as X Men come on. I've also heard the idea posited that the Fantastic Four, instead of going through the
Yeah,
negative zone or going through the radiation belt out in space, uh, they go into the quantum realm, and that's how they get their powers. Like they hit one of
I can see
the
that.
wicked
Yeah.
quantum realm
Oh
storms or
yeah.
whatever, and
Yeah.
that's how their stuff gets chewed up. Uh, I like the Fantastic Four. I don't know that I like the idea for the X Men. I think there's a better way to play that.
Well, one of the biggest villains for the Avengers is Doctor Doom, and it's scary that he's just not in any of this. So,
Yet.
like, yeah, obviously. Um,
I can't wait.
I just, I will say this: out of all my predictions, the one thing that I would like to see happen, if Captain America does die, I would like to see Tony Stark and Pepper at his funeral with like a child. They have a child, like maybe like an end scene or after credit scene. Because I don't think they're gonna have any after credit scene that.
She's supposed to be preggers now.
Yeah. See, I don't think there's gonna be any after credit scene that shows the future of. I think they're just gonna literally end it. There will be an after credit scene, but maybe it's like something like that, a
Oh,
wedding or
it's
death.
goofball. Yeah, like the
Yeah.
shawarma thing.
Yeah. It's just kind of like it's over. Let's breathe, or like I don't know, just like or a picture of the whole cast and just say thank you. I don't know, like something
I mean, where
like.
do you go from here?
Yeah. I mean,
Galactus?
see, that's what that's what everyone's thinking. I'm thinking because if you're gonna go space route, maybe there's two after credit scenes. Maybe the first one is everyone says thank you, and then that's it. Then the very very last one is like some like I don't know like somebody's.
The mask of Doom just sitting there and gets mounted onto the helmet. And, like,
Yeah.
that's it. That's the only context we get. It's just
Oh
Doom's
yeah.
mask settling in.
Or you just see a guy like you just see some guy from the waist down in his fist, and some two guys trying to mug him, and next thing you know it, you see this
The claws.
three claws come out of this guy's hand. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty. Just,
Yeah, like the mutants have been keeping it under wraps until now.
yeah, yeah. Like
That
I
wouldn't
don't
be the
know.
worst retcon. Like all those
Yeah.
people still existed, they just hadn't stepped forward yet because of fear of
Yeah.
discrimination.
Mhm.
But we'd heard about that, like, politically during the
Yeah.
Sokovia Accords incident.
Yeah,
But who knows? Maybe it's just a class of people that hadn't stepped up yet, and now they're finally like, "Fuck it, we're coming out."
Well, here if you go look at the comic book wise, so Quicksilver, like in the Marvel universe, in the movie universe, him and his sister were made with the Tesseract. Basically, they were doing experiments.
No,
But in
no, that wasn't the Tesseract. That was the Mind Stone with Loki's scepter.
Oh yeah, okay, yes. So the Mind Stone, they were doing experiments. But the thing is, in the comic books, Quicksilver is Magneto's son. So it's like, so I wonder if they're gonna do that or they're just gonna, I don't know.
He's
mean,
already dead.
It's like endless possibilities. It's endless possibilities, and then 6 months from now, you got Star Wars. So we have all summer to kind of slow down, take what Endgame does to us, think about the future. We have other movies coming out, other
Give me
TV
a
shows
Doom
coming
mask.
out,
That's
and
all I'm
then
saying.
you want to do Mask.
I want Doom so bad. He is 10 out of 10. It's like him and Venom are my favorite villains, and Venom's kind of an anti-hero. Anyway,
Yeah.
like the Venom symbiote really chills out as Venom's story progresses. But holy crap, I would love Doom. We need Doom. We need
See,
Earth level terror again.
there's 5 things I would love to see on screen. Now I've seen Doom before. I want to see him done right. I agree with you that. I
Oh my
like
God,
to
right?
see. I want to see Silver Surfer again.
Yeah.
The Galactus version, they had kind of Galactus, the World Eater, but it was like some like smoke thing and
It was a cloud monster. Fuck that.
Yeah, yeah. But one of the big things that I've always wanted to see is the Incredible Hulk picking up Logan, Wolverine, and throwing that son of a bitch into somebody and him impaling the shit out of him. Like I want to see the Hulk versus Wolverine. Like I just want to see that, even if they're not
I don't know that
person.
we're gonna get that.
I don't think we are. I think, obviously, what's going to ever happen to the Incredible Hulk? I think he's going to be Bruce Banner or Professor Hulk.
Professor Hulk for the win.
Yeah, unless they
Or
go.
at
Yeah,
least a more sapient Hulk.
yeah,
One who's a little more conscious and aware.
yeah. Kind of like Beast, the X-Men. Like, he's very intelligent, but he's also like this fucking beast of a man.
Ah! Beast was mega strong though.
Yeah.
I
So,
miss
I don't
Kelsey
know.
Grammer.
It could... Yeah, I like the new class or the first class of X-Men. That was a good movie.
They
First
unmessed a lot of stuff that was messed, but then they just created new messes. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm angry again. And I can't support Bryan Singer doing anything else with that series. He's
Well-
had that series since the first one. And I just, after that third one, I was like, I can't do this with this. This is trash. This is not X-Men.
I'm excited. Real quick, I know we were talking about Avengers and Marvel, but I'm really excited that DC is heading in the way they're heading.
Don't say Shazam.
I'm not saying Shazam. I'm just saying I like just making independent movies, and they're not even worried about trying to mash them all together. I think that's the best route they need to go for the next couple years. Just make independent movies, and for fuck's sake, make a Green Lantern movie that's worth it, please.
We've got to go with Jon Stewart this time. I don't want to see Hal Jordan again, because Ryan Reynolds is the physical embodiment of Hal Jordan. I'm sorry.
I want a nice skin. I want a nice black man, tall.
Jon Stewart.
Yes,
You want Jon Stewart.
I know.
Best Green Lantern. Hal Jordan had way too many run-ins with insanity, pedophilia, and all the rings at once, driving him insane, and like trying to cut out a corner of the universe for himself.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Jon Stewart's the way to go.
Agreed.
Aquaman was fun. I'm probably gonna see Shazam.
Yeah.
But DC is, they're not good. Like, their comics are suffering for this.
I think Batman and Superman are oversaturated. They need to step away from them for probably about 10 years and just do all these other heroes, which they've done Wonder Woman, which is great. They're going to do another one, which is great. Aquaman just announced that they're doing a second Aquaman, which is great. Shazam, I've already heard, is breaking records for them. I wouldn't say big records, but they're breaking records for them, which is great. And I'm not,
Shots fired.
yeah. James Gunn doing a new Suicide Squad. I think that was a mistake. James Gunn's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I think you need to close that chapter. James Gunn could be doing something totally different, like another hero. I don't.
You know what? I don't think that's a waste. I think that needs James Gunn. Like, it's either James Gunn or Edgar Wright. Those are the only two people that'll be able to pull that off.
Edgar Wright,
and I think Edgar Wright's a little angry right now after that whole Marvel slight.
Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't count on him jumping back into the fray quite yet.
I'm happy that James Gunn is back for the Guardians of the Galaxy, but I was really hoping that he would do. I mean, he is going to do Suicide Squad for DC, but I was really hoping that they would be like, it would do so well that they would offer him, let him be the genius to take DC to the next level. They need a Kevin Feige for DC, and I'm not saying that James Gunn is that person, but he could be. Like, they need that person.
But he could be.
Yeah. Well, the director from the very first Avengers was. He's with DC now. What is his name? It's like Wes. I don't know, Wesley, or I don't know what it is. But anyway,
Joss Whedon.
Josh Whedon. Yeah, he's with DC now. I don't know what he's doing, but
wasn't he? I thought he was involved with Wonder Woman, and he helped uncrap the Justice League. But
ended
up only was already coming. Yeah.
Now, I love, what DC's doing, which I think is wonderful. They're taking horror movie directors and they're making badass movies, like Aquaman.
That was cool. I'm not gonna lie.
So
there was a lot of turn your brain off, but that was good.
James Wan, he did a couple Fast and the Furious, but he's known for the Conjuring. So he's really into horror movies. And then for Shazam, they took a guy that made horror movies, and now he's making a superhero movie. So maybe, and he's unknown. I think they should just keep going with that. I think they should find a couple.
I think Warner Brothers is losing their mind trying to produce these.
Probably. I
don't think Warner Brothers has done anything good in a long time.
I honestly thought, because Warner Brothers was supposed to do the Dark Universe, which is monster movies, like the Wolfman, redo the Wolfman, which they did, redo the Mummy, which they did, which they both sucked, redo
Wolfman?
Yeah, this was like, it was kind of like, yeah, you know who the Wolfman was?
Who was it?
Benicio del Toro.
Are you serious?
This came out. It's kind of like the Incredible Hulk Marvel. Like, it was one of those things where it came out before Iron Man, but no one ever talks about it.
We just try to forget that film. We're
trying to forget that film, but it's part of the 22. But they just try to forget it. It's kind of like they did that. They did the Mummy. They introduced, but I wanted to see, like, a new Frankenstein movie, a new Dracula movie. I want to see a vampire movie. I haven't seen a vampire movie in a while, like a good one. Like, I know there was a big.
Do you remember Hellsing? Do you remember what happens when we go down that road?
That was a good movie. I like Van Helsing.
It was trash. It was fun, but it was trash.
It was better than the Brothers Grimm.
Or Hansel and Gretel. Or
Yeah,
Witch Hunters.
Yes, they came out around the same time. Fucked up movies. But anyway,
Oh.
I want to see some horror. I want to see some like original horror, like some I want to see a Dracula movie. I want to see another Van Helsing movie would be good, like a reboot of Van Helsing. I
I
think
want to see some
Underworld-
original horror. I need to see me some Dracula. I'm sorry, what? The least original horror?
Underworld. That whole trilogy did pretty well. I like that story.
I'll let that die. That needs to
You know,
die.
I just feel like in a world where we're just over comic book saturated, we need some dark characters like Spawn. Obviously, that should be good.
DC needs to do their DC Dark. JLA.
Yeah, they
I want
need
to see a Constantine film again.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom. Like I want to. See. No, I just want to see like I don't know. I definitely want to see some dark stuff, or I want to see Marvel do some zombies.
Oh no, Marvel Zombies. Oh, I'm out. And like I kind of see that sort of thing happening, and I'm out. Hard out.
Tell me why no one told me this, and I randomly saw a trailer for. You got Kylo Ren, what's his name? Adam Driver.
Yeah.
And Bill Murray, the famous Bill Murray,
In a zombie film.
Like where the fuck did this come from? Like everyone's so focused on all this other stuff, and then they come out of nowhere, and I'm like, these two in a zombie, and there's some good actors in this fucking movie. So I'm like, holy crap, they're in a zombie flick.
It's got a great team. The whole production staff on that one looks great. It looks like it's going to be an awesome movie. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I want to see that really bad.
Oh my gosh. But
yeah, I think that's a wrap for this one.
All right, sounds good. Thank you everyone for listening.
No Marvel Zombies.
No Marvel Zombies. Yeah. Ant-Man won't go any butts. I hate to tell you that, but it'll be funny.
Prove it. Prove it.
Right.
You can't prove
All
that.
right.
You don't know that he won't be in the quantum realm as transpirpolated into this realm inside of Thanos' butt. You don't know that. He
You're
might
right,
be
I
in
don't.
Thanos' butt right now. We all might be inside of Thanos' butt.
Oh my gosh.
Ever think about that?
To
I gotta
be
stop watching
continued.
Joe Rogan.
To be